What's going on, chat? Let's give us a minute here. We'll be ready to go. Got a lot of things to talk about today. We got new champion balances. We've got a new event for April. Teleria actually is telling us up front that we're going to get some of these champions. We're going to talk a little bit about the Shredder event going on. Is he worth to go for? And then we've got something spicy that I'm hoping we can get to today towards the end of the podcast. We'll see if some of you guys are interested in hearing what devs think that some of the players are underrating some of these champions. So
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast. This is episode number 108. Man, oh man, I missed you guys last week. I had some stuff going on, and I just got to say, without having the podcast on, without seeing you guys, without seeing the community, it's just not a week. It's just not a fulfilling week for me. That said, we got a lot of things to talk about today. We've got a new arena reset time that's going to be a little more favorable for the US players. We got some new champion balances. We've got some quality of life improvements going on. And we got to talk about some in-game events. First of all, let me introduce my co-host for today's podcast. In the sexy green light up top, our low spend end game content creator, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Doing good. Missed you guys last week. Always sad when there's no podcast, but yeah, lots to do with Raid. Just kind of finishing out the fusion, got that wrapped up, and happy to be here and talk about Raid with you guys. Should be a exciting one.
Awesome. Next up, all the way from Texas, the dab master himself, Mr. Zero Brew Zero. What is going on, brother? How are you?
What's going on? I ended up skipping myself. You threw off my whole routine. I'm going to blame Blazing for that, Brew Crew, if you're watching. No, yeah, it actually just took a mental day because it did kind of throw off the routine. I was like, you know what? Yeah, we'll just take a day. But it's been a good week, and we've got our fusion complete, so that's always good when you get that done. And actually, I feel like it was a really good like easier than normal fusion for whatever reason. I think the prices are a little higher, but once I got that epic locked in, and I got lucky and I pulled a wolf with the voids, right? So anyway, to me, this is one of the easier fusions, and I was like, oh wow, got done early, it's nice and easy breezy, put my feet up and get ready for this week.
Awesome. Next up, giving us a 100 top live arena perspective, Mr. Gestel Gaming. Gestel, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I am doing wonderful. I finally got my first mythical relic, Stars of the Janang. It's basically like the supersonic. Man, I'm loving it. I threw it on Siffy. I'm actually using Siffy again.
Stars of Janang. Which one's that one?
This
one.
There you go.
Whenever
bro.
enemy's turn meters increase, the wear increases. Ooh, that's not bad. That's actually
It's like
nice.
supersonic.
Yeah.
So I threw it on Siffy to kind of cut in and throw up all the buffs with full protection. Full protection set. So I'm running Siffy all the time now. I'm loving her now. It's pretty sweet. So I finally got one, man. I don't know. It was like my 14th, maybe 13th, 14th pull on a mythical relic. So I finally got one. Super excited about that. And same with Zero. I kind of feel like this was easy. Like I didn't even use a sacred shard during this fusion. No, I did pull 10,000 mystery shards. But it didn't.
I didn't use any sacreds, guys. But my carpal tunnel is on serious fire.
Dude, they've made it so much easier. They have made it so like to feed food. Like you can feed all those grays and greens, and it's like a boom. Like it took me like 2 hours to do. It wasn't even that bad.
Right.
And I spread it out throughout the weekend. It wasn't like I did it all at once, but
yeah.
And everyone got to watch about a half hour on stream, so I appreciate everyone watching.
Well, that and the extra room and stuff going to your vault.
That too.
Probably helped.
That too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I was pulling like 300-400 at a time. So yeah, so I don't know, bro. It all worked out. I got the fusion pretty cheap. I got a bunch of people going for shredders, so I got a couple. They're like at 15,000 now, so I'm not even gonna bother with that. So no shredder for me, but I'm excited that. But it looks like those events, the leak is coming true. So I'm excited about that. So at least hopefully we can get the rest of the turtles in April. I'm excited.
Nice. And last but not least, the man who I'm still very, very close to getting to change his name from King Copium to Copium King. King Copium, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Oh man, I'm good, brother. I got the fusion secured on 2 accounts. Been hanging out in Live Arena, working in Curse City. Pulled my remnant, got an epic, but hey, we're here. So
okay. You know what? Just because I don't even have enough. I was gonna say just because Gestel got lucky, I try and see. I mean, I did craft another one, but I think right now I'm at like I used all of my Faction Wars one with one from the Discovery. And ended up getting another Lala one. I'm at this point, I'm at like 3 of the Lalas. I'm like, I don't even know who to put them on. But that's going to be, maybe soon we'll do a discussion on some of these relics and who they're best used on. That said, let's go ahead and talk about everything in this week. Let me just do note, Final Compachi is not on this week because he is sick. His tummy hurts because it was his birthday this weekend. on Fridays, so he had a little too much candy, and so his tummy's not feeling well. Okay, so when you guys see him tomorrow, make sure you let him know, ask him about how his tummy's feeling. You know, it was his birthday weekend, so we'll we'll let this slide for this week. That said, let's start off actually with the big event for this week, that everybody's kind of like, do we go, do we not go, which is the Shredder Champion Chase. Now, I've seen some really crazy numbers. I mean, looking at the leaderboards here, you've got top place at 109,000. There is no way that this guy has pulled that many sacreds. I'm guessing it's mostly primals. But some of these points here look absolutely insane, right? You're going all the way from 109 down to, I think, what, the top 100 are capping at like 30. Okay.
Number 5 is my clanmate.
Number 5 is your clanmate. Let's.
Maybe a lot
What
of
is he putting in?
prisms too. It's probably
That is true. There's a lot of prisms that would come in.
Yeah, he went hard on prisms and primals.
Yeah. And I think that was like one of the biggest things, because I was debating whether I should go for it or not. Right now, I'm sitting at 20K points. I've got some more points in the bank if I need them. I'm planning on getting up early to make sure I don't get sniped. But that said, let's find out how many of you guys in chat are going for it, and what's like the top person in your leaderboards right now. What kind of a score do they have? Let's start off with PJ first. PJ, are you planning on going for this event? Wink twice if you're, trying to scare somebody off. That way we know, we know the codes, so at least people now know. Go ahead. Sorry, bro.
No, not me. I would have had a really easy like dead bracket. My top person at like 14,000, which isn't like necessarily like a lot, but too much for what I want to use for like the upcoming events we know or we think we know are coming or should be coming. So no, I'm saving.
Okay.
Or not saving, but not going hard for first.
Risen Bones, you said the second guy in my tournament is in one of your buddies' clans. Speak to me, bro. Let me know, because do I need to go in and call American Express and say, listen, I need to cap out at like 40,000, or are we talking like this guy understands that I'm not stepping away from this, right? Just to make sure. And if you're in my bracket, I don't need Shredder, I want Shredder, which makes it more dangerous for me, okay? Zero, what about you?
Yeah, so I feel like this is a trap. Mine has been sitting at 5,000 all weekend, and I don't know. I got a big text 5516 in here. I don't know if y'all know a big text, but so now today it went from 5,000 to 7,750, but still that's really low numbers. I mean, that's not even capping out that 10,000 over on the right to get that Eternal Soulstone or whatnot. So I think this is a trap. I say to myself, if I'm going to hold on to these, because I'm still banking on the fact that they're going to do potentially something for Leo and his soul, and we've seen those in the past be minimum 20 sacreds per thing. So if you want Leo and his 5-star soul, you're looking at 40 sacreds, and I'm like, do I waste the 40 sacreds here now today? And maybe get Shredder, who I probably wouldn't use. And if I had Leo, I definitely would use. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I feel like this is a trap. I got a feeling if I were to push this, I'll blink and then it'll jump up like someone will hit 20,000 in a heartbeat. And then it'll be a waste of resources.
Okay. I like how Bones is in chat right now saying, I'm sure he knows you, but he's a spender too, so you never know. So that's basically telling me I got to get off the podcast now, call American Express, refinance my house, just so I can get shredded. Damn it.
Exactly what player wants you to do.
Exactly. I got to pay that CEO's paycheck somewhere or another. Gessel, what about you, man? Are you planning to go for this event?
I mean, the gotta catch them all inside me wants to go for him for sure, but like kind of what Zero said, like I don't feel like he's someone I'm going to use, so it'd really just be to like, get. I mean, I'd be doing it more to get the relic than to get the champ, and I don't feel like I could justify, throwing a whole bunch of money and and shards at it. I'd rather get the rest of the turtles. I'd rather get April. And yeah, like I'm kind of sad. I'll miss out on it, but that's all right. I'll live.
Okay.
And maybe we'll get lucky. Like, right? Didn't they do it with
Fatalis.
who was the dude? Yeah, Fatalis. Like, they threw an event out like kind of right at the end, so maybe we'll get lucky with something like that.
Yeah, so we'll touch on that in just a minute here. But Fatalis they did a 10x or a 15x for him, progressive chance, and then they gave us a guaranteed for him, which I'm really hoping they're doing. But what I will say is the Naragari Archer, they did in a champ training, so maybe this is the closest that we're going to get to it, right? Not trying to make anybody FOMO or anything, but...
Well, Odin too, right? Like, they didn't do
right, but
it was just the champ chase, I think, for Odin.
Right, and I mean, Odin is a long-term in-game accessible champion, but the thing with these limited time ones, you know, they're just kind of, it really kind of sucks, especially because I feel like most other games, when they do collabs, they're like, hey, we're going to give it in such a way where, you know, we're going to prey on your resources. We're going to take those resources. Don't you worry. But we're going to make it accessible for a lot of you to be able to get it. That way you can't say that, you know, we're not being fair. We're giving it to you, but we're going to take the resources. So I don't know. Next up,
I just took a look at Shredder's eyes, and they're really cool in game. I never noticed. They're all white.
Now you're gonna go for him.
No.
So we're at the 3K now.
Hero Brew's getting lost in the eyes, dude.
Hold on, I got a question for you guys here in a minute. But let me find out from Mr. King Copium here. What are we thinking? Are you gonna go for him?
I'm not going to go for him. I'm not a gotta catch them all type of player. I'm more of a quality over quantity guy myself. So I just don't see it in the kit. And the Mythic Relic would be nice, but not enough for me to overextend myself. I mean, I'm kind of in a low spend lull right now, and I'm not the happiest with Plarium. So I think I'll just sit this one out, and good luck to the guy who's 9,100 right now with people nipping at his heels, and I can't wait to see what it ends up at.
That's crazy if he's at, you know, 106 and 90,000 or whatever, and there's somebody that's high going for this. That said, though, a lot of these points are inflated, and I feel like the biggest thing here is we really don't know if this is just shards that people were holding, that they've purchased, or if these points are mostly from the prisms, right? Because we did have the prism towards the tail end. They could have used them. They could have, by this time, almost anybody's prisms should have been granted the points to the account. So now you're just kind of hoping and looking like, well, if this guy's got, you know, 15, 20 sacreds that he's sitting on, is he going to try to snipe you or whatnot? It's definitely going to be one of those interesting situations. A nervous wreck for a lot of people, right? Especially because you can do so many right now. I'm looking here. Some people are saying first place in their brackets like 36. We've got another one that says 19. I mean, I don't know. It gets to the point where we really, really have to kind of sit there and look how hard we want to go for this. So we got 13 hours for my event, which I think for me, what is it time now? 2 o'clock. So I'll be getting up at like, you know, 3 in the morning to keep an eye on this if I need to go for more. That said, chat, let me ask you guys, how many of you know what Lady Annabelle's eyes really look like? And I want you guys here in chat to think about this, because we all see what the things about Lady Annabelle is, and I'm not going to put her on the screen because I don't want anybody to go look at it, but I want to see, do any of you guys know what color Lady Annabelle's eyes are?
Nope.
Because you're going to be...
No shit.
He's like, no, I know I don't know, but I know what I look at when I see her. But it's a fun... We got red. What else? I'm looking at other eyes, Razoria. Let me ask you, PJ, what do you think the color eyes of Lady Annabelle is?
Next question.
Next question.
What are we talking about right now? What are we talking about right now?
I did a video, and you know, in my videos when Lady Annabelle pops up, I say, stop looking at it, and one of the comments said, okay guys, what color is Lady Annabelle's eyes? And so I was like, it really, like, you never really look at the eyes. So I'm just curious to see, do any of you actually know what Lady Annabelle's eyes look like?
I think I know.
I
Okay.
think I
haven't
know too, without looking.
Without
I haven't
looking. Okay.
Yep.
But
Go
now I
ahead,
don't think
Gestel.
I know. I think they're
Castle-
green. Are they green?
Yeah, I think they are green.
Gestel says green. Zero says green. Anybody else?
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Corset. The color of corset.
Funny fact. So when you, according to the storyline, her eyes are actually white because Michelle Bitter.
Oh,
So when he turned her
Bitter?
into what she is,
where did he bite her?
I don't know. That's a different. That's a different question.
Like only one place to aim for.
Yeah,
The neck.
she does.
Two, actually.
But her eyes are a luminous, glowing white. So there you go.
Guess I didn't know.
Now,
That's what
now,
they say. Now I'm looking. They don't look white.
You know, here's the most important thing about Lady Annabelle is if you go look at her in the index, why don't you ask yourself why her leg is cocked that weird? Nobody's ever noticed that before. I guarantee it.
wrong faction.
Yeah, Banner Lords.
Yeah, there we go. Why her why her legs are cocked that way? Okay, I get it. I mean, it's yeah. Okay, maybe
Glowing white eyes. Look at Shredder's eyes and tell me that's not glowing white.
I mean, Shredder's eyes are glowing white.
Raid Harmony, dude. You pay $20 for a shard and maybe you find love, you know. It's
Anyways, all right. Fun facts of the
Or
day.
you lose all your money.
Well, I think the moment we all picked up Raid, we all lost a lot of money. That said, let's talk a little bit about the Ace the Reporter Titan Path that's going to be coming in over the next 2 weeks. We're going to be getting a total, I believe, is of 1,750 points as usual. We can skip up to 250. Are you guys going for this event? And I do want to note one thing here, that the Nullify debuff that she brings in, guys, it is obviously broken. It is not working as intended. So if you're going to be one of the guys that goes for it because you see what's going on with her debuff and you're like, oh, it's going to help me some. No, it's going to be broken. It's not supposed to be working against bosses. It's only supposed to be for, waves and PvP. So with that in mind, first of all, let me ask you, are you going to go for this event or not? Gestel?
100%.
Okay. PJ?
Yes, I'll be going for her.
Okay. Zero? Sorry.
Yeah, we'll probably be going for her, especially considering how easy the last fusion was. It didn't have to burn too many resources. So
Okay. Copium?
I pulled her from Prisms, so I'm not really feeling the need to push for a second copy, but I will be pushing into the event somewhat just to grab some of the rewards. And I'm a sucker for avatar frames.
Okay. All
The
right.
one looks
That's
good.
cool. Isn't that the same avatar that they're planning to give for the pack if you get all of them? Or is that a different? No, that one's a pizza one, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the Nullify debuff. I mean, does it surprise you guys that Plarium did not test this? I mean, we can comfortably say that they didn't test this because if they had, they would have figured this out. But does it surprise you guys anymore that they do not test anything before they release it? PJ?
A little bit. Like it doesn't surprise me, but it does surprise me because this feels like it's such an easy one. Like, how did you not run her into any bosses? Is it just Fire Knight where she's messed up? I know that's where
Everywhere.
Is it everywhere? Yeah.
Slam
So, I
boss,
mean,
all of it.
Yep.
I don't know how you don't see this, how this isn't brought up, how like it's just again shows how incompetent they are with their testing. If they are testing, fire them. Like, what are you doing? You're wasting money. Lower the pack prices because you're just like you're using money on things that don't need to be used on. Like, if you're actually testing this out, it's insane. And if you're not testing it out, why the fuck are you not testing it out? So yeah, I don't know.
Right.
That's sad.
It's definitely very frustrating and disheartening to see. Because again, it's not like it's a debuff that 50 or 20 other champions have. There's only one damn champion that has this. And it's like, how do you not test it on the bosses to see what's going to happen? Right. Gessel, what about you, man?
Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me, I guess. It should though, right? But here's the thing, right? When they say they tested things, and like this is what I picked up. I forget who was on the podcast a while back. Maybe it was Bick. But I think he put up a good point. They say they test something. I think they just test that, like they give it to a company and the company kind of just makes sure it works. Like the character, it does the animations and each ability pops off. Like I don't think they actually go through all the different scenarios and test out their champions. They're like that. Obviously, that's not what they're doing. So when they say they test, I think they're testing just to make sure the functionality is there, not that like everything is working as intended.
Right.
How is that a thing though? Like, how is that their?
Oh, I'm not agreeing with it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just saying. That's how they
it's
justify it. It's
mind-blowing.
all like the rhetoric, right?
Yeah.
Like they
Like,
could just.
we tested it.
Oh, we test everything.
It works. Yeah. She lands the debuff.
Well, that's exactly it, and it's very upsetting to see that, you know, they pay. I'm gonna just throw a number out there, say thousands of dollars, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars to other players, or not players, because they're really not players. Because if they were players, they would honestly think about this stuff before they put it out there. But they put it out there. They go ahead, and these guys really aren't testing anything. They're not doing anything. It's, you know, like PJ saying, oh yeah, it lands the debuff. That's it. They're not testing to see if anything else happens. Because again, right now, as it currently stands, she fits into any team. You bring in some ally attackers for Fire Knight, and it's absolutely done. You literally can get up to hard mode Fire Knight with 2 ally attackers, 2 cold hearts with Phantom Touch, and April. And if you do that, that's it. It's done. You're pretty golden right there, right? So I guess for anybody that's on that Marius mission for hard mode Fire Knight, go get that done now before they fix it. Right? Although it may, you know, may be working as intended. But Zero, what about you, man? Are you shocked that it's not working as intended when it's just one buff?
No, not at all. And the reason why I say that is because, I mean, the same thing happened with Weekend, but I think with Weekend, they were like, oh, it's okay. We want it to be this way. And they released a few champions with the Weekend. And then I think when about Marius was coming along, they were like, yeah, this is broken for bosses or
Enfeeble.
Or yes, I meant.
Weekend, yeah.
Oh, okay, Enfeeble. Yeah, whatever it was. So they just kind of allowed that to happen. I mean, to be fair, they are expanding the rules of the game, if you will. It'd be really easy for them to say, okay, here's all the debuffs and buffs in the game, and we know it's not going to break anything, so we can just keep, you know, inventing champions with these things. So I commend them for expanding upon the rules of the game. Just need to really understand that anytime they do that, they're not going to test it, and it's just going to be broken until they figure out that they need to fix it, right? So,
right.
Yeah, I mean that's my 2 cents on it, and I'd rather them expand on the rules of the game than to sweat them fixing something that they introduce broken. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, a big thing here is this event, this champion has been out for a month now, guys, and we're just now finding out about it because, you know, I think the first one that stumbled on upon this was Ash, and it's like, why did it take a month to kind of see what happens, right? Obviously, she doesn't look like a clan boss type of champion or, you know, a dungeon boss champion or anything like that, but it's like a month into it, and now we've got no response.
Well, so it's been a month because most people who have April pulled her from a prism shard. Her kit looked good, but it didn't look that amazing. People aren't just going to dump resources into any champion just because They don't have the resources to do that. We've had a couple CVCs since then. We've had a couple events since then. So people are getting around to building these champions that they wouldn't necessarily run out and build right away. And so now they're like, okay, well, let me test it out and see what we can do with it. And then you get these guys like Ash that, you know, they're in the content creator program, so they have, you know, the ability to build these champs and stuff like that. And then once the word breaks, the dam breaks, and then the flood begins. And then now everybody's going to be using April that has her. I mean, I have her. I didn't build her. She just didn't look like she was, you know, anything too special. But now all of a sudden here she is, you know, game breaking. So it is kind of like capitalize if you got it, you know, push what you need to. And personally, I think that that's something that Plarium, you know, like we talk about how Plarium doesn't test their champions. I think Plarium doesn't want to test their champions. I mean, I know how tinfoil hat that sounds, but it's like, here we go. Let's release this champion with something new that we don't know how it works really fully. It breaks the game, which then ramps up the need, the want. Everybody wants this champion, needs this champion. This is going to help me negate Fire Knight hard, which is an incredible roadblock to get to Marius, who we all know is one of the best and is the best fusion or free champ in the game to get. And so all these people are going to push super hard for April. And then Plarium's going to turn around and go, oops, sorry. Yeah, that's not working. So we're just going to fuck you over now that you wasted all your resources to get that. And so tinfoil hat times 2 engage. This is just their business model. I mean, this is how they do it. I was in PJ's stream the other day hanging out, and we were talking about, you know, man, the visual department, the art department of this game is 10 out of 10 quality every single time. They do not miss. And the game design, like Brew brought up, is like, it is incredible that they're expanding. You know, they're not falling back on just the same trope every other champion. This is your standard nuker. This is your standard support. This is a hybrid. Like, they are trying to branch out and do new things, and I think that that's really awesome. But they do need to test these things, and they do need to realize that it's like, you know, once is an accident, twice, you know, okay, yeah, but it's becoming a pattern. It's becoming a habit, and people are just going to stop looking at champions that are coming out broken. They're just going to assume that these things are going to be fixed. So why try? Like Titus is another example of everybody was like, "Oh, they're going to nerf this. They're going to nerf this." And now we're all just holding our breath, getting 2.14 build damage, waiting.
Yep. Fair. So I'm going to take it that you aren't surprised that it got released this way then.
No, I think that this is working as intended
You think
for
that
them,
this is
for what their
working?
goals are.
Okay.
I don't think that the ability is working as intended. I think that April O'Neil is working as intended for Plarium.
Okay. Well, let me ask you guys. Let's say on the off chance here that it is working as intended. Do you think, because they came out with Titus and they said, yeah, guys, we know he does stupid damage. We know he does this, but he's working as intended. Do we think that if this is working as intended, it's not a problem, right? Because at this point, I feel like if, you know, they come back and say, yeah, no, it's working as intended, this is what it's supposed to do for the dungeon bosses, for the clan boss, it kind of, you know, I think it destroys the game. And at this point, you know, back to King Copium's comment here is, or, you know, story here is that, you know, if we go for it and then they nerf it afterwards, you know, we'll all be pissed. But do you think that if this is working as intended, they should leave it or they should fix it? Chad, I want to hear from you guys if you think it should be fixed, if it is working as intended. Go ahead, King.
Personally, I think that the ability is great. I love it. I love the chance to, you know, if you can get a hard Fire Knight team working with this champion who has no freeze and no ability to have, you know, any other effect with Fire Knight and all that jazz, then you can effectively slot her into your team. I think it's great. I don't think they should touch it. But with that being said, you know how when you put unkillable or block damage on your champions, that buff cannot be extended.
Mhm.
Nullify needs to be unable to be spread. Because if
Okay.
Nullify is spreadable, that goes into Live Arena and renders everyone's teams useless. Everyone's going against April, and then it gets spread, and then we're all cooked. And it's over.
Okay. Okay. Gessel, what about you? Do you think if it's not broken that it should stay the current way that it is?
I mean, I think either way, they need to tell us tomorrow, latest,
Right.
right? Like, I don't, because the event starts tomorrow. Maybe Tuesday they could say, "Hey, we recently seen whatever that this is happening. We need to. We're gonna let you know that this will be fixed in the upcoming patch." Like, they need to make that announcement. I
Right.
think, period in the story. Just for the people, for me, I'm going either way. I don't. To me, it doesn't make a difference. But for the people who are going to use a lot of resources, free to play, early mid gamers who are going to use a lot of resources together, and for this reason, because it does. This makes a huge difference. This makes an enormous difference if you're going to go for it or not. If you're early mid game. So I think they got to put it on to tell us. Should they keep it? I don't know. It's a buff. It's a debuff. It's not like It's not like I don't know. It's a weird one. I feel like they
Yeah.
don't allow a lot of the passives to work against bosses, but I can't think of any. Well, I guess Enfeeble doesn't work, right?
Right.
So
Right. You also
Yeah.
can't block active skills unless it's cooked into the boss mechanic.
and yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. If they do keep it, they would have to have another champion that is not exclusive that would have the ability to do it too. I guess,
Right.
right?
Right. And
So I think that's the
gonna
only
happen
way
quite
they
soon.
can keep it. Yeah. So yeah, of course, right? I mean, anytime they put a buff or debuff out, normally a couple champs come out with it. So I don't care.
Okay.
All that
I
being
will
said,
say here.
keep it, don't keep it. I don't. I'm
Long
fine
story
either
short,
way.
So
fuck
it
it.
doesn't bother
I'm
you.
fine
I
either
mean,
way.
because you're
Yeah, it
either going to
doesn't
use
bother me.
it. I mean, I feel like, okay, dungeon bosses, I could see where I could be okay with it, but like because it shuts down almost every boss, right? Chimera, Hydra,
Yeah, like
all that shit.
like if
Like
yeah, I
that
think
stuff,
Hydra. Yeah, it doesn't work for like Hydra, right? Because it's
right?
all like everything is their abilities and passives and stuff. So if you
So
turn all of that off, like what are you
um,
even doing? I don't know.
but I will say, a comment that was just made by George Morgan on the YouTube side says they said that Emic was working as intended, and then what did they do? They went and then they broke the way taunt works by changing the Chimera. So it could be possible that they're looking, hey, we got 7 new bosses coming in. We're going to revamp some of these bosses to see what happens. So that could also be the thing there too. PJ, what about you, man? If it's working as intended, do you feel like they should fix it and quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it is working as intended.
Right.
I think there's a lot
Hypothetical here, they say, no, it's working as intended like they did with Emic and a couple of the other champions.
Yeah, no, they should fix it. I mean, like you said, it just like Gessel said, all they have is their passives and their skills. I don't know, like it's completely shutting them down, makes them useless. I feel like there's a lot of bosses that you can't land certain debuffs on. Yeah, no, I don't know. It feels like this is not working as intended.
Okay. Zero, what about you? If this is working as intended, do you think they should leave it or they should fix it?
I think they should probably fix it. It's definitely not working as intended. They all, like, again, I brought the boss things and y'all have all touched on what I would have said, but yeah, I don't think they test these new skills on bosses. And
I mean,
for the most part,
first of all,
any
the fact that they don't test them on
Yeah.
bosses, that's literally like the first thing you have to
Yeah.
do, is because most of us are going to
yeah,
use
exactly.
as a PvP or as a PvE champion, like you really have to test it on bosses.
Right. And it's like, if you read any of the boss's kits, when you look at their passives, like this, and this doesn't work on them,
Right.
which makes sense because there's such game breaking mechanics if you will. Or if they design the boss to have one or two mechanics work against it, it's baked into the kit, like King Copium said. So,
Yep.
Right. Like, I mean, like
Yeah.
block active skills
Yeah.
and Chimera, if that's, part of the boss's skill kit, like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. But I guess the next question that I gotta ask you guys.
Oh, hold on.
I was just
hold on,
gonna
'cause
say, I was just gonna simply say, I would love for them to fix the bosses in Faction Wars Hard though, if they want to. Sorry.
Well, what are you talking about? Faction Wars hard mode is easy.
Yeah, right.
How many people have Teleria
You're
right now?
you're one of what 100 that have the champion.
70,
about to make another
76.
YouTube short, boys.
So, no, I'm not saying
Well,
it.
to be fair, not everybody does a review, right? So
Yeah, so okay, you got 100 players that have it, but yeah, I get you. There's, I mean,
Out
I
of millions.
was showing, yes, but I was showing you guys some of the team that I was working for the High Elves to have it farmable and stuff like that, and that's probably one of the most difficult bosses. So I think there's definitely going to be, I think that's going to be one of the things that we're going to be coming up with. But yeah, Kopi, what did you have to say?
I just wanted to say, I think that the idea of Nullify is really cool in theory, but if they do not change this and they don't fix it quickly, and I would say before the April event launches, is what I would prefer. They're not going to do that, but what they need to do is fix this, because April effectively becomes a champion that negates all previous content from today going backward.
Yep.
And so people have no reason to spend money on the game if they have April at that point. I mean, right? Like, they nullify the boss, I can send anybody in I want now and just smack it for damage and keep it moving. So it's like Plarium's going to fix it just off that alone because of the goodness of their hearts. So
yeah. We'll talk about that. Just want to give a quick shout out here to DeCurst for the raid. Thank you very much, brother. And also to Sus for the resub. Thank you very much, sir. Love much both of you. All right. So that said, we know that it's broken. It has to be broken. If they come out and say that it's not broken, then I really don't know what the hell they're doing. But with that in mind, we got the event starting tomorrow. How soon do they have to react to this? Because I look back at when what's his name, Nogdar, was breaking the Sand Devil. They literally fixed that instantaneously. Granted, this was figured out over the weekend. They apparently don't work on the weekends, but because this event's coming tomorrow, people see this, they're gonna get hoodwinked. How soon do they need to react to this and be like, either, hey guys, it's working as intended, or it's not? And if they don't, right, address this within the very near future, what kind of issues do you think we're going to be having here? Let me start with PJ first.
I'd say the next few days they have. I mean, you can skip 250 points, so you got to do it at least before you have ability to still miss something and get everything you want. So yeah, next few days, come out and say whatever their choice is. If they don't and they do it later, then depending on what they choose, if they say this is working as intended and we're all saying we don't think it is, and people are going to be freaking out because they didn't go for it, and then they're going to be really pissed. So yeah, they got to, sooner than later, next few days, I think they should come out and say whatever they want to say and get it done with.
Okay. Wait a minute. We got a Hero's Path coming on Friday? Is that real?
Gonna be Leo,
We got a
probably.
hero. Ooh, so we
Leo.
essentially have another champion that we are looking at getting. Interesting.
I'm
Okay.
all for double dipping.
Okay.
All right. Chad, how many of you guys
Good thing
knew
that
that
fusion
the
was
Hero's
easy.
Path? How many of you guys knew that the Hero's Path was coming? It could be the Fusion Soul. That could be as well too, but we are running into a very, very short time frame. That said, though, I mean, we got, PJ says we got 250 points that we can skip. I don't think the points that we want to skip, though, are events like Fire Night or Dungeon Divers or stuff like that. I think what most of us really want to skip is the shards, because that's what's going to be the heaviest for us, right? So, okay. Gusto, what about you? How soon do you think they need to address this?
I don't think it's that hard for them to come out tomorrow and be like, yeah, guys, sorry, it's not working as intended. We're going to fix it soon. They don't have to fix it tomorrow. They have to come out tomorrow. It's not hard. It's Monday. They've had all weekend. I'm sure they've seen the videos. At least one person over there has watched one video about this. So they're going to come out tomorrow and be like, hey, April event's starting. Just let you know, we're going to fix the bug where the debuff is, it's not working as intended. Yeah, it's a super easy thing to do. Tomorrow.
Okay.
No later.
Okay.
Valerium, tomorrow, Valerium, listen to me. I have gray hair. I'm old.
Wisdom. It's wise.
Wow. Wisdom. It is actually kind of funny here because I'm looking at the Glory Awaits pack, which is the primal one, and it ends literally on the last day of the Titan, the Hero's Path. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. Although maybe it's not a champion because it's only 3 days. I don't know. This really has me worried. That said, I think you're right. Tomorrow, at least make the announcement saying, hey guys, this isn't working as intended. We're going to fix it. Not anytime soon. We're looking into the fix. We're looking on how to do it. But I think that's a legitimate expectation to have, right? Zero, what about you?
Yeah, I think tomorrow is the right thing to do. Just say, look, it has come to our attention by us not testing the game that
they're not going to do that.
They're going to say that. No, they're saying that. That's it. That's in the memo.
PJ laughed so hard that he fell out of his chair.
I know, I'm a funny guy. That's there, brew. No, I think they should just say, yeah, we realize Nullify is not intended to work like this on bosses. And I don't know if the fix is just go into all the bosses and add it to their passives. It does not work for Zoria says hire ZB for all the Telerium communications moves. I can do that. Hey, no. Yeah, so I think they just come out tomorrow and just say, and I'm assuming in content creator chat, those of us who have access to it they have mentioned it there. Someone has mentioned it there. So it's on their radar,
I could tell you that CCs have said, what the hell is going on? How do you not test this? You release content without checking what this simple debuff does on a boss.
Checks out.
And what the hell? Just more content, lazy. And
it's been mentioned in the Supreme Collab. Let me look.
I guess I could just tell you that was me. I was just like, literally, like, why are we releasing stuff when it's not prepared, right? Or not testing it?
Money.
I'm sorry, what was that, King?
Money. It's for money.
What do you think? How long do you give them before they need to address this, or at least make a statement about it? Yesterday. Fair.
I think as soon as the video dropped, and I mean, like, Ash is one of their largest, if not the largest, content creator, right? I mean, like,
largest, yeah.
Yeah, so somebody has to be watching that video. Like, you have to make sure that your number one guy is on your side, right? And so you let it slip through one video, then who knows what he's saying in the next. So somebody has to have the job of monitoring what your content creators that are in your content creator program are saying. And there should have been a red flag that was like, oops, all thumbs. We didn't test this. We did it again, guys. Shucks. Sorry about that. April O'Neil is going to get fixed. She's not going to be, like, however they want to word it, whatever. She's still going to be a perfectly viable champion, but this is not working as intended and will be fixed. The end. And then we all go into it. We all go for April like we already are planning or not planning to do. But we know that this ability is going to be fixed. The end. And then it's done.
Okay. Britney Spears, if you're out there, we would like to see a remix version of Oops, I Did It Again. We didn't test out the game. Okay. Featuring Raid Shadow Legends. Just I think
because J Gigs isn't going to make it.
We J Gigs back.
You know what? Let's bug J Gigs about it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send him that to see if he's going to do it. Oops, we didn't test it again. Fair point. Yesterday should have been the thing. And I mean, again, I could tell you that, you know, Plarium employees, or at least the ones we deal with, work like a 9 to 5, no weekends, you know, type of situation. So it's not.
Dude, you keep bringing it up, man. You're making it hard. You say they don't work in the weekend, and I'm struggling to say they work during the week.
Okay, that's a fair point. You know, I guess they're not all like U.S. People where, you know, we work 7 days a week or 6 days a week. You know, EU is definitely a lot easier for a life, you know. But yeah, no, I agree. Again, it falls back to the thing where why wasn't this tested at the beginning? Why did they let it go so far? And your testers obviously completely suck if you're using a third-party company, if they can't figure out a small issue like this. So I guess the warning out there is, guys, if you are going to go for this event starting tomorrow, know that she is broken. If she's not broken, I guarantee you the outrage from it is going to be, people are going to be really pissed off, where they will fix it. Zero, what does Supreme Club have to say about it?
Yeah, I'm still trying to find it. They're saying it's in this one room. I'm trying to look for it. I'll check with the devs first thing in the morning.
Okay. But that said, you know, now that we've kind of gone through our QQ session on all the things that Plarium has not done right, let's talk about something that they did do right, or they are doing right, which is, honestly, I think the upgrading the brews in the tavern. There's a particular content creator that we have to maybe give a little bit of acknowledgement to. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be King Copium, because if I'm not mistaken, this was something you talked about to Farbstoff on his Discord, and he said he was going to bring it in, and boom, all of a sudden, here we go. Is that right?
Yeah, so yeah, it was actually, I was in there with Morgan, who's a clanmate, G Morgan in the YouTube side of things, and I was like, man, champion training sucks, dude. Like, I hate having to sit here and brew this and blah, blah, blah. I was like, how come we can pick, you know, random champs to use as chickens, but we can't pick random champs to just throw this quantity of brews into? And I saw that Farbstoff was live, and I was like, screw it. So I hopped into his Twitch stream and was like, hey, have you thought about, you know, implementing this, blah, blah, blah. And he has to get a clearance from Plarium before he implements anything new into RSL Helper, because it's affiliated, right? So he's like, I'll reach out to Plarium on it and see what they say. It sounds like a great idea. And then boom, lo and behold, they're putting it in the game. So they must have thought it was a pretty good idea.
Okay. So I guess what we're going to be getting here is just basically be able to feed some brews into these champs, which is going to make champ training easier. It's going to make sniping easier, right? It's going to change a lot of things. And I will say that this is a welcomed feature, at least from me. It is very, very, you know, tedious. I use a macro that I have on BlueStacks to be able to do this. That way I don't have to sit there and click. The crappy part, though, is it's really not going to differentiate between affinities. So if you're just picking champions, you know, that are Spirit and Force, that doesn't mean it's going to use Spirit and Force brews, right? If you're just clicking Force brews, then your Spirit champions are going to get Force brews, which, you know, is going to be kind of a problem. We don't have any updates on what the UI is going to look on the sort, but I'm hoping that we can only pick Force champions. I think that's going to be good. Right there,
right beside the mouse, in there, filter.
Yeah,
the filter button.
I see that, but the filter, I mean,
you should be able to filter by filters, Force affinity.
Yes, we should, but we have filters in game in areas, and we don't have filters in, when we build our teams, we don't have a filter there, which we really do.
Apparently Cruisin
showed it, so apparently you can, which is actually good.
Nice.
So I guess GG Plarium on doing something right here. Now, on a scale from 1 to 5, chat, how welcomed is this change for you? Are you ecstatic for it? Is it going to make a significant change to your gameplay? I know mobile players are going to absolutely love this. PJ, what about you?
Yeah, I love this. I mean, I don't think this is a new idea. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. I think as soon as the tavern updated like a little bit ago, this was one thing that people were saying they wanted in it because they have it with the chickens. It's like, why can't I just upgrade a bunch of champions at the same time? The only downside is, like you mentioned, sniping. Sniping got even easier last time. It's going to be even easier now because people have tens, hundreds of level 0, 5-star champions or 4-star champions just getting ready to get leveled up, and that's a shit ton of points. So sniping's gonna be even easier and gonna be out of going crazy now. But I think overall, as a quality of life, it's amazing. Like I said, a lot of people I think have been talking about this, asking for this. I know myself included, I've been mentioning something like this as well. So yeah, I'm really happy that they're adding it to the game. It should be good.
Okay. Gessel, what about you? Is this going to change, champ trainings and sniping for you?
Yeah, I mean, even like a week ago, this would have been nice for me, but this is obviously amazing. I feel like it's been clamored for a long time as well. I love it. I love it. It does bring in the sniping, I guess, is the downside, but just in terms of ease of use, quality of life, this is a game changer. It is so annoying I don't have a macro set up. I go old school and just click in all the stupid brews. So I'm going to certainly love this.
Okay.
I think Kinkopium, if you're good at getting stuff through to Plarium, bro, tell them we want the ability in the gear section to be able to select only unrolled gear. Give me that.
Oh my god, I'd love that.
Give me that, bro. Dude. Send that on over to Farbsoft, and then we're good, bro. Then we're good.
I think Farbsoft has that.
Farbsoft,
I think that's in RSL.
I want it in the game, bro.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, having Farbsoft and getting into the game is
no. I'm just saying. No, I know. I'm just joking. Like that's how.
Yeah, it's crazy because they did just update all that.
Right.
Like I think that's just a coincidence. I don't know if that actually had to do with Farbsoft.
PJ
talking to them. I'm a hater.
I'm just playing. I know. I'm just playing.
PJ's like, I'm okay using third-party software to make my gameplay easier. It doesn't bother me.
No, not at all. I'm saying that I think that there's.
I think enough people bring it up. Yeah.
That I don't think that Farbsoft said that. Oh yeah, we should add this to. I'm going to add this to RSL
because they don't.
Ray was like, oh, let me.
There's no way they got it done this quickly.
Yeah,
right.
This has been in
development for a month, obviously.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah,
they don't get anything done overnight.
Hold on.
Like, let's be real.
The thing is, we're not going to know if this is actually tested because the company that they have testing things doesn't really test things. Okay, so we don't
try to brew a champion. Watcher realms will open up.
Right. So what I'm saying is, just because something is an RSL helper doesn't mean it's in the game. Like RSL helper has. I wish it was in the game. I don't want to use a third party. I wish the game had everything itself, where you could just search for level 0 unrolled gear. Like I want that so bad.
Yeah, and I think Kobe said it just a second ago, but Watcher of Realms actually has like a lot of these quality of life updates. Like, imagine build. Okay, so you don't know how to build a particular champion and stuff like that, but the game, and I guess this is a touchy subject with Plarium because again, I'm going to go back to referencing what they think player or champions should be wearing. But it builds the champ for you, right? It suggests the gear that you should put on them, and I think that's a good feature for. Well, in
it's good to start. But
in Watcher of Realms,
late game is horrible.
Of course, when you start getting into the niche builds and stuff like that, but. I feel like having something like that here would be great because if you look at like Polera, it's telling me, okay, I want,
well, I mean, they do have that though. It's the beginning. It's the very beginning missions where they tell you to put an attack set on attack champions. with attack percentage boots.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Watcher Rums actually builds the champion for you with the
Yeah, like
gear
you
you
auto
have.
equip.
Right, and I think like something like that would be good, at least for early game on, for the players to
No,
be
I
able to
agree,
learn
and
what's going
I
on.
used it in War a ton. I early on I thought it was super helpful because it just kind of kept the game going. I didn't have to like
Right.
learn about the gear. Like I was able to just kind of keep playing it and learn the other parts of it. So I agree with you. I think it's actually very helpful. Later
Um,
on, it's ridiculous though. It becomes absurd. It's so bad.
right. Um, Zero, what about you, man? Are you happy with this?
Yeah, I think this is going to be absolutely amazing. Cannot wait to use it. I do think it's disappointing that you're going to have to remember to use the things. I think there is a little warning if you do select the wrong affinity brew for the wrong
Yes.
affinity champion. There's a little bit of a warning. You would think they would just get rid of that mechanic. That's an old crappy mechanic, and people sitting on 6,000 brews. Does it really matter if I'm putting a red or a green one on them at this point? That being said, thank you, Plarium. Now, give us the ability to put our equipment back on the champion you rip equipment off of real fast. Give us an undo equip button.
Well, hold on. I think before we go to that, we need a way to multi-ascend a lot more champions at once. I think that's something that needs to come in.
That's whale shit.
Well, hold on. We also need, multi-leveling gear, right? I think it'd be great to have,
Yes.
Let me pick up all my unrolled gear and level it up to 12. That way I can pick what I want to pick. I think that definitely needs to come in. Although there is a devil's advocate to play with that because, you do all that and then you waste a lot more resources if you don't have the control, and then you're back into that loop again, right? But yeah, I think like this is going to make fusions way more easier for us, way more less chaotic, right? And I think if they do a couple more things, fusions won't feel as tedious. King, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like just a couple of points that I'd like to make. I mean, first and foremost, I mean, obviously, I don't think that I'm whispering in Plarium's ear, and they don't even know who the fuck I am. And I honestly want to keep it that way because I get to say whatever I want.
Who are you?
And I'm Copium King. You can follow me on Blazen's Discord. No, but some people I've had some people say, oh great, like a little too long, too late, but it's like, are you still playing the game? Because I feel like even if it being implemented now is still better than it not being implemented at all. And I feel like we slip into this cynical side of like, it should have already been there. And it's just like, I mean, no matter how right you are, it's here now. And you're playing the game now. So enjoy it now. And I mean, are there other, improvements that they could and should make? Absolutely. But every single time they do something like this that does improve our quality of life some way, somehow, a game that is requiring so much of our time, we get to take just a bit of it back. And I think that that's extremely important to give acknowledgement to. And the thing about it too is that, even if they stumble 10 times and they get one thing right, I'm always going to be somebody that praises that one thing because I'm playing the game and I have to give credit where it's due somehow.
Right.
And guess I'll get right on that.
I will say, like, I was playing what's it called? Godforge, right? I tested it out and I think Hell Hades did a lot of good things in that game for quality of life, like being able to trade the champions in to just get souls and then auto leveling, one champion to the max by automatically picking everything and all that stuff. And I would love to see those features in Raid. So, that said, will they do it? Will they not? We don't know. Can we expect them to? Yes. It's just, I think there is a lot more things coming down the line. I mean, they've said that they're unhappy with a lot of things going on. And I will say that, and I don't want to credit this just to MTG, but once MTG took over, it seems like a lot more of the things that we've wanted in game are coming in way faster. I mean, this year we've gotten a lot of quality of life improvements and for the better. Moving on to the Soul Collection, man, this is the number one thing that I've been asking for is why can't I select all and sell all? Why do I have to click every single one? Why is there no damn filter? It's like Champions, just worse. So
Blazing.
what?
I'm sorry to cut in on you, man. Can I circle back to a comment from chat real quick?
Go ahead.
So, comment in chat says, I'm not patting them on the back for screwing us for so long just because other games are stealing their players due to these features and now they are changing them. I mean, I think that is an extremely cynical outlook to have on the game because, I mean, you're still playing it. Like, you're still asking for help on your account. You're still playing the game. So why are you not encouraged by any positive growth moving forward? Why are you so stuck on the fact that it hasn't been there all along, where planes used to be made out of wood, right, and cars used to have a crank start, and umbrellas, every advancement in technology or through technology has a start point and progresses from that point. I think that expecting a game that launched after Raid Shadow Legends was created, that has a better implementation and has a better, start jump off point from Raid. They learned from Raid. Raid is the formula. Everyone is trying to dethrone Raid Shadow Legends. So 100% there's going to be things that they implement that they're trying to dethrone Raid with, but they're not. And
right.
I mean, there's these games, they're flavor of the month. They come out, they're super cool, whatever. Like, everybody's playing them, but you're still collecting your raid dailies. I bet you're still hitting clan boss. I bet.
I think you're right there. Like, look, yes, we can sit here to a blue in the face and say all of these should have been here months ago, years ago. I agree. Okay. And yes, Plarium has come to the realization that, hey, there's other games out there, there's other competitors. We don't control the pie anymore. We don't have 95% of the pie. We're starting to lose some of it, right? And that's why you see this big campaign that has come back like, hey, come back to Raid Shadow Legends. We're doing everything new and improved. As to, do we give them props and pat backs? Look, the way I treat Raid and the way I treat my relationship with Plarium is like I treat it with my kids. When they do something bad, I got to discipline them. Whether that's me putting out a video ranting about how bad they're doing or what. But when they do something good, you want to encourage it. You want more of it, right? And that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like, either like a kid or a puppy. You're nurturing them. You're telling them, this is what I want. I'm the adult. Work towards this. And I think that's kind of the way we got to look at it. And again,
you hit them with a newspaper. They shit on the floor. It's like, you got to do what you got to do, dude. Like,
I don't think we would do that. But what I was saying is, it's hard for a game that is established, that has been out there for years, to start changing things. I mean, even World of Warcraft, that's been out there for, what is it now, over 20 years, right? It's hard for it to just go around and say, hey guys, we're going to change the whole way everything is working to this. So it takes time. Granted, Plarium has had its leisure because it's been the king and hasn't really seen a piece of that pie being moved. But now it's not the case, right? Now you have other games. You have players that are going over to Watcher Realms. You have other games that are Ethereum Restart, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to just cut you off real fast. And to be fair, had they not given us the new content, we would have already left. So if we hadn't gotten Sin City, if we hadn't gotten Chimera, if we hadn't gotten Sand Devils and Iron Twins and all this other stuff. So it's really easy to criticize them today. But by the way, they gave us 7 or 8 pieces of content between when they should have fixed this and they didn't. So it seems like they focus all their resources
we could be farming Dragon 25
content.
Still.
Right.
I know. Yeah.
Right.
We could be farming Dragon 25 still. We got, yeah. I mean,
right.
Think about it. In the last even 2 years, we've got a lot of content to add to it. So
right.
got to praise them for that too.
Again, it's not to say that they shouldn't have done this. And I think again, since MTG has taken over, there's been more push towards taking care of that player base, looking at what the player base wants and giving the player base what they want, which is great, because before it was a casino company, we just cared about the money, 10x, 15x, progressive chances. I mean, look at the guarantees, right? We don't really get guaranteed champions anymore like we used to. Before, we knew every couple of months, a month or two, we'd have a different guaranteed champion. You'd be going for a different guaranteed. When was the last time we had a guaranteed champion that was not through a deck event or a path event or something like that? Like a straight out here, 20 sacreds, get yourself this champion. Doesn't happen, right? They're not, again, they don't do everything the way we want it. Yes, they should have done it in the past. But again, it's an established game. They realize that they're not the top dog anymore. They're getting a piece of the pie taken out, and they want that pie back. So they're going to start listening, given what the community wants. Does that mean we let it go? Some of us may, some of us may not. I'm just happy that they're listening and they're taking back the feedback and actually doing the things that we want. So back to the Soul Collection. One of my biggest things here has always been, if I'm popping 200-300 souls, why the hell can't I just select all for the 1, 2, 3 stars, sell them, and move on? It is tedious to have to sit there. And most of us here that are content creators that are pulling out videos will sit here and we spend more time selecting the champions we want to sell than the champions we want to keep. That said, is this something you're looking forward to? Yes, no, PJ?
No, I loved clicking all 100 level 1 stars individually, one by one.
PJ, you're the one that runs everything on like a 1x speed, right? When players were asking for a 3x speed or a 2x speed, you're the one that wanted everything at a 1x speed because you wanted to watch the graphics going on.
PJ manuals everything, dude.
No, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, this is amazing. This should have been added into the game this should have been added when they released it. Don't know how that wasn't, but better late than never. Should be a really good feature. Nothing like clicking those 1, 2 star rares that you don't want. So yeah, it should save some time. It's awesome.
Right. Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, definitely great, I guess. I don't pull a whole lot of these, so I don't feel like it's like something that's really ever bothered me. I've never bought them, so it's not like I've had like millions to sell. But I guess when you get like 100, 150 of the little guys, you got to pull them. It'd be much easier to kind of clean out the stash. So yeah, I honestly didn't even know it wasn't there. So I was like trying to like, wait, what did they change? Like, wait, there wasn't a select. Okay, I wasn't even sure. So I guess it's good. It wasn't bothering me though. It wasn't. Bro, I don't have Kraken. I don't have Kraken problems. I don't got these Kraken problems with the souls, bro.
As you're getting older, the more and more clicking you do, carpal tunnel would become a thing. You want to save those clicks. Speaking about old, Zero, what about you?
Damn.
My hand hurts just thinking about it. Yeah, this is great. I love it. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. King, what about you?
I'm all for it, man. Anything that puts quality of life out there into the game, whether we're using it or somebody else is using it, I'm for it 100% of the time.
Okay. I really honestly can't wait. I'm kind of enjoying this. All right. Quality of life improvement, classic arena, platinum tier reset time. Now, I think this is about 4 years too late, to be quite honest, 5 years too late. But we're switching it. It's being switched from 2400 UTC, which for me would be like 3 a.m. to 2100. So now it's moving to like, I think midnight, 1 o'clock, depending on the time change. Honestly, I'm all for this. I have not pushed Plat Arena since my days in SP. And that's been a very long time ago. Is this going to change Platinum Arena for you? Are you going to be interested in pushing now that it's 3 hours earlier? Chat, how many of you guys are now going to actually engage with Platinum Arena Reset? PJ, I know you'd like to do a lot of late night streaming. Are you going to push for platinum?
Possibly. I've kind of did my platinum push phase, so I went really hard to get the 2 avatars and it took me forever. It took me like 28 and 29 placements, like not attempts, but like actually placing in plat to get the 2 avatars. So it took me forever. So I've kind of done that, but now I would be kind of pushing for, I guess, a different reason. I'd be pushing more for to see like how high I can get and like my best placement versus just trying to get the avatars. So it'd be a little bit of a different reason to push. I might start pushing a little bit more just for funsies, maybe do some YouTube videos and stuff like that. But won't take it like super seriously, but I could see myself doing it a little bit more now.
Okay. Okay.
Just to clarify, it says 2100 UTC, correct?
Correct.
So in Eastern Standard Time, that's 5 p.m.
Is that right?
What?
That is correct.
Is it only 3 hours though?
No, it's 5 p.m. Sunday is 2100 UTC.
Yeah, I was told it was 2 o'clock Pacific, my time.
Wait.
Well, that
Which
makes
is
sense.
3 hours behind Eastern
Yeah,
Standard.
that'd be 5 p.m.
Yeah, that's what
Wait, so that's
that's
gonna
what we
be
decided on Friday, but
Okay,
Yeah, it's an
hold on,
11-hour
hold on.
difference from what it is now.
Oh,
It's an
11
11-hour difference forward. Oh shit.
Or back.
So-
Yeah, it's 5 p.m. for Eastern Standard.
So
yeah, soon.
wow. Okay, so that's gonna be literally
So like an hour after the podcast ends
Damn. So a lot of us are gonna be pushing plat right after the podcast.
during the podcast.
During the podcast.
Holy smokes!
We just do the final hour. We could do a third hour, final hour. Of
Final- Push with the podcast.
Sorry to cut in. Just wanted to clarify that.
Okay, I really have to, because I thought it was going forward to EST, which is my time zone. So
2100 UTC,
2100 UTC.
Eastern
Yeah.
Standard Time.
What the hell? Why can't you just tell me?
Just say what is 2100 UTC in Eastern Standard Time? It's 5 p.m. I just Googled it. That's why I
Okay.
cut in.
Okay. All right. So 5 p.m. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. So yeah, Plat Arena push now. It's not I'm good with that. 5 o'clock. That's crazy. Yeah, good job, player. That's all I'm saying. Good job. It's not, and like, I mean, it screws over the Eastern, because they used to have the favorite before, but damn. Zero, are you gonna push Plat Arena after the podcast now?
Maybe. I mean, the option's there because for me, it's 4 p.m. versus 3 or 4 a.m. or something like that. Now, I will say, keep in mind, coming up next month, we will have the time zone changes too, so that will also move it up an hour probably.
Yeah, so that'll be at like 6 o'clock.
No, well, yeah, yes.
Dinner and Plat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that means it'll go
Hot
back
Pockets
an
and
hour,
Plat.
right? It'll be an hour earlier. So
Spring forward, fall back. Oh yeah, so then next month, it's gonna literally be right as we're pushing the podcast.
You know,
Yeah.
earlier, yeah.
Sucks for that.
yeah.
Damn it, player.
Yeah, so I will say, I did stay up when I was working from home and stuff. I did stay up a few times to push Plat, just because I could. And again, it just got to the point where it's just like, okay, it's not worth staying up to 3 or 4 a.m. for me or 5 a.m. or whatever it is. It's just an absurd time. So I welcome the change. It basically was a part of the game I could never really participate in, so I don't have the time excuse to not participate in it. Now it's more, do I just want to deal with it? Right. But yeah, maybe we can do a side talk on best platinum strategies to push. I've always kept my my defenses pretty crappy, so maybe I have to pick y'all's brains in the future,
Okay.
figure out the best way to do it.
This is a bad podcast for Ken to miss because he actually does push Plat.
That's true. That's true. King, what about you, man? Are you going to be pushing Plat when you're not on the podcast or in the background while you're doing the podcast?
every other week. Yep, I'll definitely be pushing plat from this point moving forward. But I also, I'm about inclusivity when it comes to gaming, and I do wish that they were putting it on a rotating schedule somehow, just to give people everywhere, because a lot of their player base is in the UK, is in Russia, is in these, these other just European and Asian countries and stuff. And so just them moving it to appease the loudest whiner in the room is just going to create other problems. So it would be nice if they did, like a 1 month that, it's going to do this. Next month it'll go back to the original time, and blah, blah. Just give some time to spread it out, and spread the love.
Freak said it was a 5-year rotation.
5-year rotation.
5-year rotation. Hey, you know what? It's our time.
now with that though, don't forget that Plat Arena on a rotating schedule has Blind Arena, so this is going to be very interesting. I'm curious to see if they're gonna.
Yeah, I love it.
They're gonna bring in the Blind Arena year round, right? Every week. So, I guess the way that I'm reading at this is where no more points will be allocated after 2100 UTC. So you'll still be in Plat afterwards, but the scores freeze at 2100. So who's ever at the top is at the top. So I guess it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens there. However,
Yeah,
go
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I think King Copium, and I think we've mentioned this on the podcast before in the past. Like I even suggested like rotating it every 6 hours every week, right? So that way there's 4 weeks in a month, and then every month it's like a 6-hour rotation, and maybe you can hit 2 or 3 based on your time zone. Yeah, I would love to talk to Ken maybe next week to find out if he's now ineligible to participate as someone who traditionally participated, because 11 hours for him could be when he's working.
Well, so
and what time is it right now for Ken?
So
it would be for when he was.
Ken would be pushing. Right, Ken would be pushing right now during the podcast. So he'd be doing the podcast while he's pushing.
And so what I'm saying is, I know it's late for him when he does the podcast with us. So does anybody know what time roughly it is?
6 hours ahead of me. So right now for me, it's 3:30. He's 6 hours ahead.
Okay, so it'd be like 9:30 p.m., 10 o'clock for him roughly.
Yeah, which I feel like this is actually a way better situation for almost everybody, if I'm not mistaken.
Because he was pushing like on his phone at work or something. Like he wasn't like it wasn't like an ideal place to push.
Yeah, now he can actually push on his PC and have a better shot at placing.
This might be better.
So, I'm kind of excited on this. I feel like this is going to be a change for the better. Now, if we can change it from Sunday to Saturday, I think that'll be better. Chat, what do you guys think? Would you want to see Sunday instead of Saturday instead of Sunday? Just because I don't want to have to try to push during the podcast, right? But good job, Teleria.
I kind of like it on Sunday, honestly. I don't like it Saturday, because Saturday you're out doing things. You want to be worried about pushing
Whoa. Who's doing things on Saturday? Who's doing anything?
Sunday's the day of rest.
Watching football.
What are you doing on Sunday?
I'm going to church. I'm spending time with
my
kids. I'm doing the podcast. I'm cooking dinner. And then I got to start my week. Saturday.
No.
I could, I do all right.
Saturday is the... No. I like it on Sunday. Saturday's not good.
All right. Let's get some of these rebalance changes that are coming up. Let's see if these champs are going to be worth it for us now. So first one that we have is a 4-jar Wolfheart. We're just going to highlight the changes that they're currently making on every single champion. So for the A1, the debuffs, the attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted, blocked, if the target champion is from the Galen impact. Honestly, I don't understand why they did what they did with that. Does it matter? No. Just make it unresistible for everybody, or not blocked, right? Or just make it unresistible and be able to block it if you have block debuffs up. The fact that they added this in, I don't understand why. It just seems kind of dumb. Moving on to the A2, attacks all enemies, places a freeze debuff.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
To that? Sorry, I think they're trying to, especially with the new faction possibly coming in, I think they're just trying to show more of the packed stuff, because right now today there's not really a lot that aligns that stuff. So I would not be surprised if they don't start adding more of this. And I know a few champions have always had this, but
All I'm going to say to that is Alexander. How useful is Alexander to you?
don't
I
have
hate
him,
this
so.
for a mythical.
Okay,
Terrible.
that's exactly
for a
it.
mythical,
it's a mythical.
It's crazy.
Yeah. The A2 attacks all enemies, places a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn, and a 30% decreased speed debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. If the enemy is from the Galen Pact, places a freeze debuff on them for 2 turns instead, and this debuff cannot be blocked or resisted. Again, really bad. Also decreases the target's turn meter by 30% if the enemy is from the Galen Impact. Decreases their turn meter by 50%. So the decrease turn meter is going to happen regardless, but it's going to be 50% if they're from the Galen Pact. And then for the A3 here, whenever an enemy or an ally receives a debuff, has a 30% chance of placing a freeze debuff on them for 1 turn. The chance is increased to 100% of the debuff cannot be blocked or resisted if, again, they're from the Galen Impact, or the Galen Pact. Gestel, base form, what are we talking here? Any of these changes mean anything to you? Like, is this guy going to be somebody you want to use for Arena now?
See, he's so weird because they made him like a support champ and a damage champ. Like there's no like cohesiveness between the forms, so you almost have to build him one way or the other. Now he is significant. I won't say significantly better. I feel like he's better. I think they made his second form. I think that is I don't know, kind of the sexier form for Live Arena, going like full nuke on them and maybe bringing in some like other freeze champs, like a Torment or a Gurgo, or even the new faction. Yeah, so like I feel like I definitely great, right? Like you want to see buffs on the mythical champs that are kind of underwhelming, especially if, like, you've only gotten one. And this is the one you have. Like, it's nice to see that they do actually buff them, and they realize, like, like most people who only have 1 or 2, like they've all got to be equally good, I feel like, right? Some are always going to be a little bit better, but they've all got to be relatively strong.
Yeah.
So I think definitely makes him better. I don't think he's a game changer. Anytime you have qualifiers such as, like you said, the faction or the whatever, the group of the faction, the packs, it's a little awkward, and it's like almost hard to remember it, right? Like you have to like use that when you're counter picking. And remember, that's like just another thing you have to think when you're counterpicking in like Live Arena or something. So I find those to be definitely annoying, and makes champs a little more niche. And I agree with you. I think they probably should have just either gone all 4 or not. But
The thing is,
I like it. I like them. I like the changes.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So the thing is, the Galen Impact is Organ Tribe, Lizardmen, Skinwalkers, and Orcs.
Yeah, it's not that many, right?
I mean, Gizmak, yes, he's definitely one you bring in. Lazorius, okay. You do bring
Marius,
in Gallius
like
now.
meter.
Marius,
Like
yeah.
Pythion, maybe.
But
it's not that
yeah,
many.
I don't really see a lot of use for him, especially because I don't know.
I think a
way better
Marius
supports out there.
counter is. I think he's actually a pretty good Marius counter now.
Okay.
But-
PJ, what about you? What are you thinking? Base for him? Is he going to be one that you guys want to pull?
No.
No.
No. I don't like him at all. I like the concept of like the really strong against certain regions or factions, but I feel like that's more of like a unity champion.
Right.
Not a
point.
mythical. Mythical should be good against everyone. I don't know why they limit it to just the Galleon pack. I really don't like it. We were talking about his first form. Stone Skin's still going to be a big issue against him because you still can block stuff with Stone Skin. Sheep is still going to be a pretty big issue with him. Yeah, I don't know. I really like they made him better. Like for PvE wise, I could see him being nice, but I feel like he's should be tried. He's supposed to be for PvP, and I just don't see him really working that well in PvP. But PvE, he definitely is good. He's a mythical, so he should be good. And I don't think they did him justice. I would not be happy if I pulled him.
Okay. I mean, polymorph is still a thing, guys, right? Um, King, I know you said you thought he was good. I'm guessing we're going to talk about the second form that he's being good, not his first form.
Yeah, so I am of the firm belief that having one of the worst mythicals is one of the best possibilities to get essentially the next S tier mythical. Now, that obviously doesn't work every time because I'm not seeing it with this buff. I will say that this buff is a buff and it is an improvement. And if you have him, it is an improvement. So definitely dust him off and give him another shot. But just, I would say PvE. I've been talking to Armenian about it, who's somebody hangs out in my Twitch chat. He's just become a good friend. We hang out in Discord a lot. And he's somebody that I go to for like help and stuff like that, champ theory crafting and stuff. And it's just really hard when you have these champions that are, first form, build it with this stat, second form, build it with that stat, because you have to commit to one or the other. Jack of all trades, but a master of none isn't going to get it done.
Right.
So I don't like that they didn't just commit to one main stat. That would have been the biggest improvement for him. That would have changed everything. Even if they barely touched the kit, if they would have just made his first and second form one main stat, he would have come out the vault, been dusted off, and geared up.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking at chat here, and some people are saying he could be useful for Fire Knight. I guess, like, the passive here has a 30% chance of placing the freeze debuff on an enemy for one turn. So if you have 5...
I know people using him for Fire Knight before the update, though. So
yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know. It again, for me, it just feels like, why have the Gallon in?
He has not jumped to the top of my most wanted.
Okay.
Which is what happened. Fair. Like, that's what happened with the cock, they buffed him and I was like, damn, dude, this chicken is popping off, bro. Like,
right?
Original recipe or extra crispy. Like, let's get it.
And that's kind of what you're hoping. You're hoping for like a Siegfried level buff.
Exactly for, right.
A Gallius.
Exactly right.
Level buff.
And then they buff this guy that's like, whatever, okay.
This is a Pixneal buff. Pixneal buff.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Other than freezes and not doing good buffs with freeze champions.
Yeah.
This guy should have been like Tormund cranked up to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to do it, but
didn't happen. Zero, what about you? What are we thinking? Base form?
I heard this dude through the through our boy Bronco. Heard this dude hits like a wet noodle. So they didn't really buff. They didn't buff his damage output.
First form, ZB.
Yeah,
first form.
I'm just saying. I heard he hits like a wet noodle. I don't even know. I don't even read their kits. This is Zero Brew's logic. If I don't see him in arena, I ain't got to worry about how to deal with him, and he sucks. So I haven't had to worry about him. And I'm not going to study his kit. I'm not even going to read. There's too many words on the page, right? Words are bad.
Okay.
Words are hard. So move on to the next form, and I ain't got him. I ain't going to worry about him.
All right. I did forget to mention that they're giving him 5 extra speed, which is good. That's always welcomed, right? All right. Form number 2. A1 will ignore 50% of the target's defense. If the target is under a freeze debuff, will ignore 35% of the target's defense instead. Cool. So we get that. The A2, we're just basically getting a damage increase multiplier. Great. We'd love to see that. And for the A3, we'll attack one enemy, ignore 50% of the target's defense. If the target is under a freeze debuff, it will ignore 100% of the target's defense and block damage instead. Buffs
it's
instead.
Just block damage. The instead is a part of the other one. They just put it in yellow. It says instead, targets defense instead in the beginning. On the left side.
All right.
They worded this one weird, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, wait, what? It's either gonna ignore the defense or under block debuffs. That's crazy. the second part to it, if the target is killed under a freeze debuff, will also place a block revive and places a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. If the freeze debuff cannot be blocked or resisted under enemies under the Gallant Impact, plus a damage increase on the multiplier. And then as for the passive, counterattacks with the, what is it, the A1? Right?
Yeah.
Skill, whenever an enemy increases the cooldown of any of the champion skills, whenever an ally is killed, has a 50% chance of placing a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. The chances increase to 100% and cannot be blocked, resisted if they're enemies under the Gallant Impact. Again, I hate the part where we're talking about specific classes or specific races that we're blocking or have anything extra to do. Like, I don't like that. If it's not a faction unity champion, I think PJ was right. Don't bring it in. Other than that, though, I think, damage multipliers, I like seeing those increase. I want a little more fixing on the wording here. I think this second form makes him usable for some areas, especially in arena. Polymorph can still be a problem. Other than that, PJ, what do you got to say?
Yeah, so I kind of saw a lot of what ZB saw. I didn't see Broncos testing. I watched Scratch do some testing on the test server, and he pretty much hit as hard as Magnar. So epic, mythical. That's saying something. The A2 at least. The A2 did very similar damage to Magnar, the double hitter compared to the double hitter. I think the biggest issue with him is he doesn't have the I forgot who has maybe it's Gergo. They have, because when you're frozen, you get damage mitigation, right?
Yeah, that's Gergo.
Yeah, so they needed to add that passive or some type of ignoring the freeze damage mitigation, because I think that's really kecking them. I think that was a big miss. The A1 ignoring defense now is definitely better than it was, so that's good. The A3 ignoring block damage is nice because that's pretty prevalent nowadays. The only issue is it's a single target block damage, where a lot of the block damage nowadays is AoE, so you can deal with one person, but everyone else is still going to have the block damage. So I mean, I like they tried it, but they failed. I feel like, I don't know, the damage wasn't enough. He still doesn't hit hard enough. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't quite there.
Okay. Gessel, what about you? Are you gonna use this guy in arena if you pull him?
Well, I do have him. I don't have a soul for him, so I don't. He just isn't that good. Is why I don't use him. But I would say if I got a 4 or 5, 6-star soul for him, I think I could probably find a way to get him. Like I could find him like a niche way to bring him in. But yeah, like everyone else said, it didn't really make him, overwhelmingly strong at this point. So probably just keep sitting there doing nothing.
Sitting in the vault, keep trying.
Yeah.
Pixneal, still the same buff. It's just the Pixneal, and it'll take 3 or 4 buffs for him to be usable. Zero, what about you?
Words.
There's
a lot of words on the screen right here. I have no idea. Other than you have what's her face, Teleria. Is there any synergy between him and Teleria?
Only because she freezes in the second form.
Yeah, she freezes in the second form, not the first form, and I mean, there's a reason why I haven't done a guide for her yet.
Yeah, dude, and they're both second form effective, which sucks because you have to shift them. So it's
right.
You have to win the speed race in order for them to become effective.
Right. And I think for Teleria especially, like, I tried playing around with her a little bit, just as a, go first type of champion. It's tough. So yeah. So what are we thinking? Yay, nay? Does he jump to your list of most wanted?
No, not at all.
Okay. King, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going to circle back to the chicken once more because he's been one of the mythicals that's received multiple buffs.
Yeah.
And so, they tried it. Just like PJ said, they tried it. I mean, I can see what they wanted to accomplish. I think if it was executed correctly, it would have been cool. But he's one of these champions that has a good kit as long as you have another champion that can jumpstart it.
Right.
So, like, if you're trying to run like a dwarf theme team and you want to take in Tormund and Fjorad and, Osgrin
Faction
and
Unit
Senna
Jeopardy.
or the Unity Black Tusk or whatever, like, yeah, I could see him being effective. But if you're somebody who's out here like trying to min max or push top 100 live arena or plat arena or whatever, like he's not going to get you there. And
Right.
I mean, he's definitely not taking Galathir and Theodosia and all these other champions that are at the top of my mythical want list. I mean, nice if I didn't have them. Like, he's not dethroning any of the meta champions. He's not slipping in. He's not saying, "Hey, look at me. Aren't you so happy you have me and you've been waiting for me to get a buff?" Now everybody's waiting for him to get another buff.
Right. I'm reading chat here, and their Mad Jungle says, if we just rate him a 1, they're more likely to buff. I don't think that's the case. What they've told us is they're looking for older champions to get a buff, but the thing is with this guy, I feel like they just missed it right from the start and trying to do anything with faction specific things. Like it's going to be tough. Honestly, and for anybody that says he's going to be good for faction wars, just remember, most of the stages out there have a Jingwong that you have to place a freeze, so it's automatically just going to destroy you. Go ahead, King.
Well, so Plarium got into this weird space for a while when they were creating new mythical champions, where they were like, what we're going to do is we're going to make their kits overly like dramatic. We're going to put so much text in there, and we're going to put so many stipulations on it, and we're going to make the kit look so cool. But essentially, they break their own champion by limiting and trying, putting the Galleon Pact on it and blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, we're paying $5 a shard for this, or we're getting how many of these a month free to play. Like, if you're gonna make these the S tier, top tier, echelon champion of your game, don't limit your champion. Like, I don't understand the thought process behind that. And if you're gonna make it so that they have, if they're frozen, blah blah blah, then give them the ability to make sure that they're getting frozen, that they can do what their kit suggests they can make happen.
Right.
I had one more thing.
Go ahead.
Another thing I think they missed that they could have definitely added, I think maybe Gallius already has this, but multiple people can have it. He should be immune to sheep. I mean, his name is Wolfheart, and like he does a lot of debuffs. I feel like if he was immune to sheep, that would also help out a lot.
Yeah. I think, the thing is, he doesn't even strip Stone Skin. And I get we have Empress, so you'd want to run Empress into him, but he doesn't even strip Stone Skin. So it's kind of a problem there, right? So yeah, I definitely feel like he needs another rebuff. Maybe, I mean, Pixneel's gotten 5 so far, and all 5 have been trash. So, you got that much to look forward to. Let's move on
to the good buff.
I don't know about that, because I got this guy, and I don't think he's still going to do a lot of things for me, but maybe you guys will change my mind.
He looks insane.
That guy looks fucking crazy, dude.
All right, we'll
9-piece protection. Here. He has 4 buffs plus his passive.
We'll see. I don't know. So the A1 has a 75% chance of applying a buff spread, taking the effect of 1 random buff from each ally and placing it on all allies. I like that. A2 heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max HP, places a 30% increased speed on all allies for 2 turns, also places a continuous heal and a block debuffs on all allies for 2 turns. Definitely a good one. Removes all debuffs from all allies, increases the turn meter of all allies plus an additional 2% for each debuff removed, then places an increased accuracy on all allies for 2 turns. Cool. The passive increases allies' damage dealt by 10% if the target currently has less than 50% HP. If the allies is equal to or greater than the target's increase, their damage is dealt by 20% instead. Too much right there. Kind of complicated. Increases this champion's and each ally's max HP by 10% for every time this champion uses an active skill, stacks up to 50%, resets each round. I like that. And then the last part of the passive is also increases each ally's max HP by 5% every time they use an active skill, stacks up to 50%. Each round will not increase the max HP of bosses. So here's the thing. I like the way they went with it. I would have loved the A3 instead of giving extra turn meter, like removes all debuffs and extends all buffs by 1 turn. I think this guy would have been a god tier champion to put in Hydra, especially with like Titus teams and stuff like that. That said, I mean, the A1, the A2, I really like. I think that's great. We can add more continuous heals, works well with Wixwell. The cleanse part and the increased turn meter, I'll take it. It's just, it's going to be very tough to put him in one of my Hydra teams. And again, I'm speaking my account specifically here, right? For some of the other accounts, he's definitely going to be strong. That said, PJ, you think you are going to disagree with me on this, so let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, well, just because you can't use it on your Super Kraken account doesn't mean he's not a good champion.
And again, that's why I made
Got him.
the thing saying,
like,
That's
what are
why
we talking about here? He has 4 buffs. We put him in 9-piece protection, so that's a bunch of extra damage. His passive is bringing extra damage. I love that his A3 got changed, so he's removing the debuffs first. So let's say you have block buffs up before the increased accuracy, you couldn't get it on you because you're the block buffs, but now you're removing the block buffs, so then the increased accuracy can go on you. You're getting more turn meter fill, increased speed, continuous heals, like 70% chance to spread a buff. Maybe it could be protected. Yeah, I love his kit now. I think he looks insane.
I don't know if you can spread protected buffs. I don't think you can.
Okay, so then you can spread other buffs that are unprotected. The question I have is his passive. Is that
Use protection.
100% or is that 50% total, or is that 250 at 100% total?
Increases.
Or is it just stacking up to fit? No, the second part.
Oh, the HP.
Is that both stacking up to 50 faster, or is that 2 separate stacks of 50 to 100?
Increases this champion's and each ally's max HP by 10% every time the champion uses an active skill, stacks up to 50%, resets each round.
And then the second
also
part
increases each ally's max HP by 5% every time they use an active skill. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it's just 1, because for you to get, I mean, that's kind of crazy, because you're talking at that point 100% more HP. That would make teams like Taras or something like really go slow teams with counterattacks. Kind of, well, it's got to be active skill, so it's got to be A2 or A3. But yeah, I think that would be way too powerful. So I would say just a top of 5% of 50% between both. Although they should really clarify that. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, but I think overall it looks really good.
Yeah, like I said, overall my account, he's not going to change anything. I would have definitely put him in on my Titus team if he could extend buffs, because I definitely need that buff spread on the A1 sometimes, if your Titus gets eaten. But Gesto, what do you got to say?
I have one Unity champion, and that one Unity champion is Vizuk. And I just want to use him because that's the only one I have, and I feel like I got Gizzy, I got Ugo. Like, I should be able to try to put like a team together for Hydra, and I have Togron, and he was always that 4th guy I would slot in there, and he always did nothing. So maybe this will help it a little bit. I'm certainly going to give it another shot, but I don't really see where he's going to get added. I don't think it's going to work out. But I like that I buffed him. I think your buff definitely would be nicer in terms of making him more of a
void
PvP champ.
Yeah, he's a void
so
champion,
I don't think it's and there's not a lot of champs that really have that. I mean, there's definitely way more now than there used to be, but yeah, I'm glad they're doing it. I always happy for buffs on champs, but I think these two a bit lackluster.
Okay. King, what about you?
Myself personally, I think it's a great buff. I think putting him in a protection set's going to be super strong. One thing that I will say I wish they would have done with him being a void legendary is on the A3 where he removes all debuffs and does turn meter increase. I would love it if instead of placing increase accuracy, he gave himself an extra turn, because that would then bring his passive to the forefront. And I think that could have made everything a bit more stronger, not to an overpowered sense, but it would have been nice, because then you're getting, health for 2 abilities worth at least every cooldown cycle.
Okay.
But other than that, I think it's pretty nice. Better than what he is now, that's for sure.
Okay. All right. Zero, what about you?
Yeah. Words.
Zero's
Sorry.
like, guys, I'm just burnt out. Too much shit going on. It's Sunday. I need my nap time. I'm an old man.
Yeah, and
Am I
again,
Reset,
yeah,
dude, wake up.
yeah, basically. No, and I don't have the dude too, so yeah, it's like I can't study every single one of these kids, especially if the champ was never used in most of the content of the game. I will say though, the one thing to be cautious of, and I am noticing it more and more, specifically like in Faction Wars Hard and stuff, is and it's cool that they're going through and they're buffing some of these champions, right? So Raglan got it last time and all this other stuff. We got to be very careful, because some of the hard content that's really hard today uses some of these champions. And so when you start going up against these champions, that's great, they're buffing it, and we're all looking at it from the lens of, oh, this is gonna be great on my account if I have this champion. But when you fight this stuff, I have noticed a few of my teams going up against that Raglan team all of a sudden fail, and it's like, oh crap, why is it? Oh, that's right, they buffed Raglan. For example, I'm not saying that specifically, but just saying, the more and more, and we're gonna have more content coming out in the game soon, right? So just be cautious of that. Yeah, while these buffs are great, yeah, it hurts sometimes on the flip side of that coin.
Right. And I guess something I want to point out here: if an ally has, if an ally's HP is equal to or greater than the target's damage dealt to them, is going to be 20% more instead. So I'm reading here. Armenian God says, "Did you mention the Taras for him? Taras damage will not get increased from an increased HP or reduction during the fight. His damage is pure based off his stat." So, okay, so Taras wouldn't actually really get any benefit here from a champion like this. Although,
I have another question.
Go ahead.
Is it the increased allies damage dealt by 10% if they currently has less HP than their target? Is that total HP, or is that like health bar HP?
Percentage.
Yeah, like the HP they're at.
Like if you're in
currently.
Chimera
Yeah.
and if he's under 50%, or if he's less than your champions, if you're full and he's not, like, are you getting that? Or obviously he has like millions and millions of health.
Usually when they talk about HP, it's based on their health pool that they currently have when they're built. So if he's got 100k HP, that's what they're going off. They're not going off a percentage. Usually. So I'm guessing that's probably what it's going to be like. But we can definitely ask for some more clarification on this. I agree. That said, we definitely have talked about a lot of things today. We definitely have to talk about a lot more things in the upcoming weeks. Hopefully, we get an answer on what's going to happen with April by tomorrow. If they don't, it's going to be a very, very upsetting time. If you are going for your shredder out there, good luck. I hope you don't get sniped. Sleep with one eye open, as they say. That said, PJ, where can people come and find you?
MX, PJE, Twitch, YouTube. Usually stream twice a day every weekday. Come check us out. Say what's up.
Awesome. Zero Brew, where can people come and find you?
Yeah, so we should be streaming every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday evening, 8 p.m. Central Time. And on the YouTubes is at Zero Brew, all one word. Thank you.
Awesome. King, where can people come and find you?
Twitch.tv/king_copium. I am predominantly a weekend streamer these days.
Awesome. And Gessel, where can people come and find you?
Gueststol Gaming on Twitches and on the YouTubes. I stream Sunday through Friday, 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Awesome.
Guestel.gg.
Yeah,
That's
Guestel.gg. The revamped site be out in the next couple weeks. You will love it. I promise. It is the best site. Hell Hades, what? Hell Hades who?
All
It's
right.
going to be the best site. I'm telling you, it's the sixth site. It's coming out soon. Couple weeks.
PJ, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
We're giving a shout out to Mr. Big Head Mike BMX. He's a great dude playing the Racial Legends. Really funny, always good vibes. Always, sometimes he's raging, but that always makes it fun watching other people get a little upset. So definitely check my profile if you guys are not already.
Awesome. Gestel, what about you?
I'm going to give my man Pogo Pink Tie. I shout him out all the time, but one of my favorite streamers out there. So go over there, give my man Pogo a. Do we get? Sorry, I got something playing there. Stop playing.
Okay.
Pogo Pink Tie, give him a follow. He's the man.
All right. King, what about you? What you got for a shout out for me?
I'd like to shout out. 1 second.
I can go.
All right. Well,
Please.
while you do that, though, I also want you to say Raphael 3 times.
Me?
Yes.
Raphael.
All right. Go ahead. Give me your shout out now.
I'm going to shout out to Alex Chocolate. I think I'm going to take a guess here. I think he's a Portuguese. You
Brazilian.
wanted Raphael. I see what it is. Got it. I see your tricks.
He's Brazilian.
People stream during their certain bits of time, and when other people are streaming, we get rated out. And I've gotten rated out by Alex a lot. I think he's Portuguese speaking, and of course, I follow him. But when I have my filters on, I have it just English only. So, but anyway, just want to give him some love on the show because he's always rated out to us. So,
Awesome.
Alex Chocolate.
Awesome. King, what about you?
We've been shouting him out here and there pretty frequently, but I'm going to shout out NSD Undead. He is grinding, dude. He just did a subathon last weekend, and he is putting in the work. He is pushing for 500 followers. He's extremely close. So please make sure you guys go over there and drop a follow. Super awesome, dude.
Awesome. And I'm going to rate out to Mr. JR Star 3. Oh, no. Well,
You guys just heard his reaction live, dude. Yo, before you rate us out, dude. So Blazin was recording. I'm not going to spoil anything, okay? Because you guys need to go watch the video on his YouTube. But Blazin pulled for Raphael. He did a 40+ Sacred Shard video, muted us in Discord, and pulled it while he was recording. And we called every single reaction he had without hearing it. And then watched the video and called every reaction that he had in the video. So go check that out.
Yep, they did 100%. It was right off. Oh, and did Jay just log off? Was he watching the stream and then figured out that I was going to raid on him and he left? Let me see. Nope, he's still there. All right. Nope, he is not. Stream is over for Jay. All right, let's go raid out to Mr. NSC Undead. Show him some love when we get there. Give him a follow if you already haven't, guys. Thank you all for hanging out with us on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hopefully, everything goes well over the next week with raid. We're all happy with what's going on. Until next week, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. Catch you guys next time. We got 10 seconds. This is when I should probably have just pulled the shards.
I do it, bro. I do it every time I'm cutting the stream. Oh my God.